It's a 2010 Buick Enclave, and we're going to replace the front struts. Okay, the first step in this process is to get access to the top of the shocks. So we're going to pry right under there. I've already done it, so it pops off easily. And we're going to spray some Freol in there. Sorry, to let that soak. Get a wrench, pop that off, and then pop off this plastic piece so we can have access. We'll do the same thing on the other side. To remove these tabs, get this plastic piece off, turn it to where you can see that opening right there, pull that thing up, and dig under it, and pop it out. On the right hand side of the car now, take that piece of rubber, fold that back. And there's also a piece that you need to pry out. There's a clip right there and a clip right there. Pull that out. We also have this ground that we need to take off. It's pretty simple. And at that point, we may have the access we need. All we need to do is get underneath that. See if I can focus. Right there at those screws, or those nuts on top of those bolts. Okay, apologize about having portrait mode. Just figured that out. I'm doing this on my iPad, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so here you can see, because that's in the way. Okay, well there you can see the deep socket and one of the nuts removed off of the screws. One of the nuts removed from the bolts. So I've got the other one removed right there, and the third one is loosened, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll take the tires off. I've already loosened the lug nuts, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, the next thing we need to do is remove this nut right here from the bottom of the strut. It's an 18 millimeter, and in my case, the shaft of the drop link, or whatever you call it there, sway bar link, was spinning, so you couldn't actually just take the nut off normally. So the end of this bolt right here is also an 8 millimeter, so I had to put an 8 millimeter on there to hold the shaft still while I got the nut off. It's a bit of a pain. Also have to take this little wire clip all the way out and just press it back in and start to reassemble. Set up. Propping up the knuckle. I've got it tied off just in case there's some issue. So the knuckle won't go flying. And you can see I've got the nuts matched up with the end of the bolt there, and I've used a hammer to get those out slightly, as you can see right there, exactly in the middle of the screen. So what I'm going to do next is take the nuts off, remove those bolts. And we've already removed the 18 millimeter nut that goes to the sway bar connection. And remember, the first thing we did was we took 2 out of 3 of the nuts on top of this out. As I move to the top, you can see in here I've still got the wrench on the last one. So we're just about ready to remove this one and put the new one in. Okay, just took the screws out. You just have to pop them out, remove the nut, pop them out. They come out pretty easy. Just had to jostle. Move the bottom one first and the top one. Just had to jostle the knuckle up and down a bit. Well, just removed it, and it really wasn't that bad of a job. Just undid that third screw and be ready, because it's fairly heavy, holding it with one arm, and just had to jockey it around a little bit to get it out. So there's the old one. The procedure I used for this was to put the nuts loosely on the strut on the top up there, and then I was able to jockey this in position, the knuckle in position. I lined up the bolts, and I used a 2x4 on my lap, and then you see the hammer there. So you have to get a little bit aggressive with it to knock those in, so you kind of get the idea there. I'll finish it up. I'm not holding the camera. Okay, we're just about done with this side. I torqued those nuts to about 120 foot-pounds, and just took a rag and clean some things up. Just taking a look, you're bothering to take the time to do this, and lo and behold, I noticed the boot on that ball joint right there, which is, I think, the toe link. That thing really needs to be replaced. I've got another one. I might actually do that. But just take a look around, clean some things off. See, it's important that you don't have a brake fluid leak, obviously. So you want that to be clean. So if there is any leakage out of there, right there, out of that connection, so you can see it. So it's a good idea just to, in general, just to wipe things down so you don't have a bunch of oil everywhere. Here's a look at the left side after I got it assembled. Use the same procedure, put the 3 bolts through up there, get the nuts on, and then connect these nuts down here, showing the torque wrench doohickey on there. And then you've got the 18 millimeter, put your cables back and torque these nuts here to 120 foot-pounds. And again, inspecting it, looking at some different things. There's no brake fluid leak there. The boots on the axles look okay. I'm talking about this one here. And it's interesting that this one also has a problem with the boot on the tie rod ball joint right there. So I'm definitely going to have to get 2 new ones of those at some point pretty soon. Another thing I do is take a white Sharpie and typically write the date on the part when I install it, just so I remember. These things generally have pretty good warranty on them, so I'll at least remember when I bought it. Okay, I want to show you this one more time before I button it up. Got it cleaned up pretty well. Got those things torqued down to 45 foot-pounds. You can see all the white clips are in there. Proper position. And got these put on. And I want to do things like vacuum out that cavity and get little rocks or leaves and things in there that just aren't going to be good over the long term.